Hey everyone, it's Dylan with CT Aquatics, and today I'm going to be mixing and reviewing the Just Add Water kit from ABC Reagents. Now this reagent kit is a replacement reagent kit for the Neptune System's Trident, and the reason for using this kit is simply because it is less than half the cost of the reagents when you buy them directly from Neptune Systems, and they are exactly the same as far as I know so far. So today we're going to be mixing up this 6-month kit. It makes 2 gallons of Reagent A, it makes 1 gallon of Reagent B, and 1 gallon of Reagent C, which I believe is 5 times a 6-month kit, which gives you a grand total of 30 months worth of reagents. Here at CT Aquatics, I have a Trident on almost every single tank. So I go through quite a bit of this reagent, so saving more than 50% on the reagents is going to be a huge cost saver for me. But we're gonna mix this up and then I'm gonna put it into a Trident and see if it works the same as the regular reagent. As far as I've seen with other reviews, it is just the same exact stuff, just at a cheaper cost. So because we're mixing it from a concentrate, it makes it so that you can make it in bulk and therefore you end up getting a lot of savings. So I'm going to show you how to mix it, then I'll throw it in a Trident and I'll give you an update and let you know if the Trident still tests within its normal range. So to start, I'm going to go and mix the Reagent A. So Reagent A comes with 2 sets of the concentrate because we're making 2 gallons of it. Generally, with a Trident, your alkalinity gets tested 4 times a day, which is what uses Reagent A, versus your calcium and magnesium, which only gets tested twice a day. So you use half as much of these reagents over Reagent A, which is why we make 2 gallons of it. So I'll go through and show you how everything's mixed. To mix Reagent A, we're gonna start with 2 1-gallon jugs. These are both filled up halfway. We're gonna start with Reagent A, bottle 1. As you can see here, the first bottle is listed as 1. And again, there's gonna be 2 number 1s. Remember, each number 1 will go into each jug, so these stay separate. And then you'll add the number 2 later. But anyways, I'm gonna start with this first jug. I'm gonna take Reagent A 1. I'm going to open the cap and I'm going to pour it into the jug. Now I'm going to take some spare RO water that I have. So now I'm going to rinse Reagent A 1 bottle. It says to use 30 mils per rinse. So I'm just going to use a syringe to measure it out. I don't think it has to be exact, but for this purpose I'm going to be. So I'm just going to fill it with 30 mils, shake it up. Then I'll add that to the gallon. And we're going to rinse at least 3 times, but you can do it more. You want to make sure that there's no color remaining in the Reagent A1 bottle. Yeah, I think 3 will be enough. Now we're done with Reagent A1. Now we're gonna fill the gallon up so that it's 3/4 of the way full. I'm just gonna use the RO water that I have sitting here. Now we can add the bottle of Reagent A2. Now it says to rinse bottle reagent A2 with 50 mLs twice. So you can probably see as well that after adding reagent A2, the blue went to a almost red color now. Reagent A2 is done, so we can get rid of that bottle. And now we can just fill reagent A to the top. Again, we're using reverse osmosis water for everything in this entire procedure. And now we have our first full gallon of reagent A. So I'm just going to cap it off. And then I'm going to grab a paper towel just to make sure everything stays dry. And I'm just going to give it a little shake. Doesn't seem like anything's leaking out. That's a good sign. So now we have our first jug of reagent A. I'm going to label it with the included sticker. Now I'm going to repeat the exact process for the second gallon of reagent A. And now we have 2 gallons of reagent A for our Trident done. Now we will move on to reagent B. For reagent B, we're going to follow a very similar procedure to reagent 1. The only difference is we have 1 extra bottle. They're going to be rinsed a little bit differently overall, but again, this is still very simple. So we're going to start with half a gallon in our jug. And I'm going to start by adding reagent B1, which we have right here. Now this is a powder, so just make sure you go slow and careful. If you have a funnel, that would be great here. I do not have a funnel, so I'm just going to go slow. All right, so I got most of the powder out. There's still a little bit left. I'm going to rinse this twice with 50 to 100 mils, it says. So I'm just going to fill my syringe, which will go about 70. So right in the middle. We'll just fill the jug up, put the cap on, shake it lightly. All right, now I'm going to get rid of reagent B1 concentrate. I'm going to put the cap on and give it a little bit of a mix. Try and make sure all the powder gets dissolved. Now we'll take the cap off and we're going to go for Reagent B2 concentrate. And this one's a liquid, so it's a little bit easier to get in. We're just going to pour that right into the gallon. Once that's in, we're going to rinse B2 with some more RO water. And now we're done with Reagent B2 concentrate. Now we'll move on to Reagent B3 concentrate, which this is the smaller bottle. This is also a liquid, and we're just going to pour that right in. And again, as always, we will rinse. Now we're done with B3. I'm going to cap it off and just give it a little bit of a mix. And now I'm going to top it off and I'll mix it again. And just because this one's foaming so much, I am going to leave the lid off temporarily while we mix up Reagent C, and then I'll show you what it looks like after that. Finally, all we have left to mix is Reagent C. Reagent C is going to be very similar to the previous step. We've got C1, which is a powder, and C2, which is a liquid. So we're going to start with the C1 concentrate, open it up, and we're going to dump this powder into a half full 1 gallon container. If you have a funnel, this will be easier. Again, I don't have a funnel, so I'm just going to be careful and slowly add this. It's very important not to spill any of this, which is why I'm going so slowly. So now that we have most of the powder into the jug, I'm going to rinse out the reagent bottle. Now that we're done rinsing, I can get rid of Reagent C1 concentrate. Now I'm going to cap my gallon and give it a good mix. The bottom of this jug did get very warm as the powder was reacting. So I know that it's mixed well when the bottom starts to cool down. Now that it's mixed, I'm going to take bottle C2 and add that to my gallon. After the second rinse, we're done with the C2 bottle, so I can toss that to the side. I'm going to fill up this gallon to the 3/4 mark. And at this point, I'm going to mix it thoroughly. Now that it's been mixed thoroughly, I can fill it up to the top. Now, the same thing is happening as it did with Reagent B. It's just foaming a little bit, so I need to slowly add more water until it's at the full 1 gallon. I think I'm good right there. And I also want to put my sticker on, which I forgot to do for bottle B, which I'll also do that right now. This is C right here. So sticker, there's C. I have bottle B right here, which looks like it's done foaming. We'll get the sticker on there. And then I have 2 jugs of Reagent A. So there's all of our 4 reagent bottles. So now that my reagents have been mixed, I'm going to fill up some of my reagent bottles and put them in the Trident so that I can start testing them. So I only need to use one of the Reagent A bottles to start, so I'm just going to take the other one, put it to the side. So this will be the first bottle that I use. Now, I took some empty reagent bottles that I already had. I rinsed them out with RO water, let them dry out, and now that's what I'm going to use to fill it up. These bottles normally are filled pretty much right to the edge of the lip here where the bottle gets thinner. So I'm just going to fill it up by eye as close to that where it's normally full as I can. And normally anyways, these bottles don't get totally emptied. So I'm just going to fill this up, and if it's a little bit more or a little bit less, it should be okay. The device can tell when there's no reagent left. So I'm just going to very carefully put it into the bottle. There's Reagent A. I'm going to do the same thing with Reagent B. Into the B bottle. Okay, there's Reagent B. And finally, I'm going to do Reagent C. Which this one, I'm going to just give it a little bit more of a mix before I do that, because it still has some bubbles. So I just want to make sure it's in good shape before I use it. And I'll show you how full I filled the bottles right now. So here's the reagent bottle, and hopefully you can see I filled the reagent right up to where the bottle starts to thin out on each of them. So now I'm just going to throw these into a Trident, and I'll come back tomorrow after it's done a few tests and I've calibrated, and I'll let you know how these are testing compared to other test kits and to the Trident beforehand. So there you go. You've gotten to see us mix up the concentrate kits to make our own reagents for our Neptune Systems Trident. Like I said before, this is going to help us save quite a bit of money in the long run. And remember, if you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications to join us on our journey through the sea. Thanks for watching.